In the land of enchantment, one will see many a shrine indeed, and others will simply see the artistic framework of supernatural wars, how they were fought, and the likeness and personage symbolically represented all through art of those involved. With signs, one can see a community and perhaps even discern what had happened there. And indeed, the mundanity of it all is easy to explain and explain away anything that could have actually been there. Investigation starts with simple steps. The first thing that you can do in order to identify a dog whistle is identify various other red flags. And of course, any local signs. That might tip you off to the local area. I'm now headed eastbound. When just a second ago, when I recorded that car, I was headed southbound. And so too was he. Anything can happen in the world of darkness. And so too, certain signs are left out for certain things. Those tassels left on a pole are a reference to an old piece of art that I saw posted on an obscure website that I had referenced to me from 4chan. The website and its content is... Oh God, there's so much traffic all of a sudden in these back streets. The channel's content, or the website's content, was clearly occultic and artistic in nature. It was all very deeply symbolic. And the first and only video that I watched was about a raven being bound to a pole by several other people, all naked, in animal masks. They danced around the raven and tied it to the pole, and then it was replaced altogether by carrion, meaning that they killed them, symbolically. In this local community, we've seen a sign of these tassels and how they had been bound to a fence post there by a giant skeleton. One could see many symbols there, being of death, perhaps of the Antichrist, adorned with a flower crown. And the flower crown, and indeed the dog collar on the dragon, would likely denote some part of agenda involved with the LGBTQ. As unfortunate as that is for them and everybody else involved. This sign was placed for us, dear audience, not 2 shakes of a lamb's tail away from a school, a little elementary school. We can say many things about the fear-mongering against the LGBTQ community in America, and there is a great deal of it. But one must also realize that, as with any agenda, spy war, or intelligence community, or intelligence agenda, one has to assume nothing out of their counterparts and their enemies. Thus, they pit minorities against each other. Gay people against brown people against black people, and so on and so forth. Eventually, we come to understand that they have been pitting us all against each other from the very start, and that the roots of it go back not to any race or demographic or even fashion sense, but simply money. Money is the horcrux and backbone of this all. Without money, Gangstalkers would not have the means by which to stalk at abandoned churches in the middle of the day. There would be no reason for people to go out in expensive cars in order to get their paycheck. No, much rather there would be much better things to do. There would always be much better things to do indeed. Surely only God in heaven can rectify the situation that I'm in, because the police have continued to be of no use or help to me, giving a great and deep understanding that this could likely go back to government resources. I have been being followed all day, and I get followed all night. And signs are left out for me at all times in order to let me know that I am being watched always. No matter where I go in this city, I will have been being watched. And creeped up on. Always. It stirs one into a frenzy. One always has to ask, who's the guy who's going to do me in? Is it the guy on the scooters? Is it the guy doing donuts? Who is it? Leaving the signs, and who is it? Who is really pulling the strings? The ordinary becomes inordinary. The inordinary becomes ordinary. People hanging out in parking lots. People idling on the side of the streets. Common interactions of people simply looking at you on that very same street. And cars that seem both familiar and unfamiliar alike. So eventually a walk down the street is no longer a walk down the street, but instead a constant fight for your sanity, survival, and most importantly, just simply your well-being. If you're gang stalked, these people aren't out to kill you. Much rather, they can't kill you. They can illegally survey you, and they can annoy you with psionic attacks and sorceries. And sometimes these things can even kill you, but very rarely will they. I've taken you on a walk throughout the city with only a short bus ride as the interim between. And here we have a sign. The first of the burnt bushes I've seen in this community, with another one right here beside it. I was recognized several times out here today, and of all the people who've recognized me, I don't think any of them like me, which I'm not particularly certain how they could, given the situation that I've presented to everybody on this channel. See if they follow me down this street. Alright, got one. Dude creeped. And so we all have a lesson. When one sees signs, they should be read and respected. From the stumps of ganglanders denoting that they cannot reach for the sky, to gangstalker signs spray painted onto sidewalks and roads, to artistry wherever it may be posted, whether it be online or there in the streets. And indeed, in all of this there are signs. And for some, these are signs of the devil, and for others, there are out there signs of God. Thank you, dear YouTube channel. This has been Schizo Prophet talking to you, the voices in my head. Thank you.